The young receptionist barely glanced up when the man stepped in. His shoulders were broad but slumped with quiet exhaustion. He wore a faded gray polo tucked into worn jeans, and his boots, though scuffed, were spotless. "You're here for the delivery supervisor role?" she asked, tapping her keyboard without looking. He nodded. "Yes, ma'am." She handed him a form, her voice clipped. "Fill this out. But, you should know, we've had stronger candidates. Corporate wants someone with fresh experience." He said nothing, only offered a small, polite nod. As he walked toward the waiting area, a younger man in a suit leaned in and whispered loud enough for the others to hear. "Another guy trying to coast on old credentials. Probably hasn't worked in years." The others chuckled quietly. No one said a word in his defense. That he sat in silence, back straight, hands steady. The years in war zones had taught him how to wait. This was nothing. What they didn't know, what no one cared to ask, was that 10 months ago, he'd been deep in the mountains of Kandahar, crawling through dust and blood to drag a wounded comrade out of sniper fire. His body still carried the shrapnel. His nights still echoed with the voices of those he couldn't save. The silence around him now was louder than gunfire. Back then, his title was Master Sergeant. He commanded respect with a glance. Here, in a corporate lobby lined with motivational posters and cold stares, he was just another applicant in outdated boots. He'd buried more than brothers. He'd buried dreams. A son he never met. A marriage that couldn't survive the distance. But he had survived. With honor, without bitterness. An hour passed. One by one, other candidates were called in. Each time, the receptionist would glance at him, then quickly move on. When it was finally his turn, the hiring manager, a tall man in a sharp navy suit, stepped into the room with a smirk that barely hid his doubt. "We'll keep this short," he said, motioning toward a badge scanner. "Standard protocol. Just need to verify ID." The veteran handed over his military ID without a word. The scanner beeped once, then again. Then it stopped. The screen turned blue. A long pause. The manager's eyes widened. He leaned in, reading something off-screen. His smirk vanished. His voice dropped an octave. You served in Khalid? The second rescue operation?" The veteran nodded. "Yes." A murmur rippled through the room. One of the interns looked up from their phone, their expression changing from boredom to something like awe. "Sir," the manager said, almost stumbling over the word. You're the one who pulled Lieutenant Grant from the convoy ambush." The veteran nodded again, quietly. He was just a kid. Behind the manager, a young assistant gasped. "That's my cousin. He talks about you like you're a ghost story. Said no one believed you made it out alive." A long, charged silence filled the room. The manager straightened. "We'd be honored to have you. The position is yours, if you'll take it." The veteran looked down at the scuffed floor, then back up at the man now standing taller than before, not out of pride, but out of respect. "I didn't come for honor," he said softly. "Just work." One of the receptionists stood. Her eyes were glassy. "Thank you for your service," she whispered. The younger man in the suit from earlier didn't speak. He just lowered his head and stepped back, and then it happened. The entire staff, one by one, stood in silence. No clapping, no fanfare, just quiet, heartfelt recognition. The loudest respect is the one that doesn't need words. As the veteran walked out, job offer in hand, he didn't smile, didn't puff his chest. He just kept walking, the same way he did on every patrol, with purpose. Some heroes don't wear capes. They wear scars. And sometimes, the most powerful thing they carry is silence. You can't see what someone's endured by looking at their shoes, only by walking in them. If this story moved you, tell us where you're watching from. Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more true stories that honor those who serve without needing applause. Let their silence speak. Let their dignity be remembered.